Let's see if we get some people in here in the chat. We're gonna mix up the walking as much as possible. We're gonna walk around different places so we can get more distance. Let's see. We've walked this area before. Walking it again. And we're gonna walk at least 20 minutes. We're not gonna stay in one place too long. Okay, Jennifer, what's up? What's happening? See you in the chat. So we're out here at this area. It's always pretty. It's always some people here enjoying this area, which you can see why, right? It's well lit, well manicured, all of that. It's 9:43 at night, but on a Tuesday night, people are out here still enjoying it. Yeah, it's a good time to get a walk in too. I just had a dinner. I had more than I should have. I ain't gonna say I had more. I had a good amount of food, but then I had a dessert that I probably shouldn't have had. Ice cream with the fudge brownie, with the interior that's steaming hot, and the vanilla ice cream. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I think only ate twice a day. Earlier today, I had like a chicken sandwich, so I didn't even. Actually, no, I had some boiled eggs for breakfast, so I'm lying. But definitely, I felt like today was one of those days where I didn't. As an American, you're probably used to eating 3 times a day. A few days out here, I've had one meal a day, and I'm not even really trying to be that strict with it, but I just notice, okay, I'm feeling good, maybe I'll skip breakfast, and then it goes all the way till I start noticing the hunger again at maybe like 1:30, and then after that it like drops off and I don't feel it, especially if I had something like some green tea. If I got some matcha tea, my own, that I can make. If I make that, it'll kick the hunger another 2 hours down the road. So I don't know why. I don't know if green tea is, if they advertise it like that, or matcha. I don't know if that's something they promote, but I know it does that for me. So yeah, bridge at night looks a lot different at night, huh? Looks safe too. Yeah, it is pretty safe out here at night, especially this area, because anything can happen anywhere, right? I don't even know let's go this way. You know what? I think I know what's over here, but I haven't gone here before. Take creeping around corners at night. Yeah, man. So I think what happens is if you go over here, it kind of goes into this other park, I think, which I don't want to go all the way to the other side, because then it takes you and you walk. We are walking, but the purpose is to get some exercise in. Okay, no, we go back up, so it'll take us back up, and then we can come back to the bridge. But if we wanted to do that faster, we can go up that way. But we'll do this way because haven't been here before. But yeah, it's pretty safe out here. Peaceful, all of that. Yeah. It's nice. I think I got some footage. I got some footage during the day. We were in the car coming underneath. I got up under the bridge while we're going across. But one thing I wanted to point out too is I have footage from last year when I was here. Obviously, the bridge wasn't completed, but that side, that that part of the earth over there, was way more brown. It was just exposed dirt, and they got these tactics they use to greenify stuff. You can kind of see it right here. You know what I mean? These things right here, they're planting. You can even see all this right here. They got some stuff going on so they can plant and fortify the side of the terrain here. So that's cool, man. Like they putting in work, bro. This is the type of work you like to see. So this side I don't think it was completely open, but over here they have another park over there. Okay, so this is connecting. Dang. See, they doing it. They doing a lot, bro. Cause last time I was here, that part was open, and I walked down there. I have a video actually that I didn't even release yet, but it was this whole area here is like I thought it was a separate park. Now I'm seeing it's connected. So I walked up and down there. You can walk all the way, and it takes you basically almost to the old way of crossing into Barranco. Obviously, that's Barranco. If you see my videos before, you probably know this area. If you've seen it in my lives recently, that's Barranco. Right now, we're in Miraflores. And sorry if I'm swinging around too much, but that was the old bridge. The old way of crossing is down there. And it's not the best for pedestrians, right? Because it's a lot of traffic over there. I mean, it's not crazy unsafe or nothing like that, but it ain't like this. This can just get you right there, right away. Wow. Pedestrians only, and then has a bicycle lane up there as well. We'll go up there if you haven't seen it. We'll walk up to it. We'll cross over. But this park right here, they actually have a lot of different flowers and stuff in there, and you can smell it. You can smell like the honeysuckles. I guess that's the flower I'm smelling. But at different parts of it, they have little signs that show you what the flowers are, where they're originally from, and all that stuff. So cool, cool work. Let's walk up these stairs, man. Getting this post-dinner workout in to burn off that vanilla and fudge brownie dessert that I shouldn't have had. We're gonna get these calories done. Hold up, maybe this don't go back. Yeah, this doesn't go back to the bridge. I thought it did. Look, check it out. Is that right there? The bridge is over there. All right, we walking back down. We going back to the bridge. Because if I walk up, then we got to walk all the way down there and then walk up. So we ain't doing that. We going this way. Today went surfing again without a instructor. Just rented a board. Went out with my friend Rich and Greta. Both of them. And wasn't out there that long, to tell you the truth. Was out there maybe like 40 minutes or something like that. But it was I don't know, the waves are weird. Like the water level was low. The tide was out. So the only thing that sucks about surfing in Lima is you have those big rocks. Well, not actually big. They're like fist size. They can get to gravel size. But, you're walking out there barefooted with this board, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're, it's not the optimum experience. But then you get on the water, the one good thing is the water comes up and meets you, and it's pretty steep. So as soon as the water comes up and hits like shin height, and it's coming in, you throw your board on, paddle once, twice, and you're out there. So, but anyway, I caught a wave on my own. I rode it for like 2 seconds before I wiped out. But yeah, and it was a shorter board than what I've got before. So instead of the 10-foot board that when you first learn, that's what you should probably be on, because it's more like I mean, you're surfing, don't get it twisted, but it's like a boat. It's like a surfboard / boat. So today I went for the 9-foot. The only problem is I'm still a beginner. So when I first hopped up on it, the width of it is a little narrower too. So I was a little too far on this side, so I had to kind of lean forward, and I'm looking at some videos of some other beginners too, and that's the common problem, is pushing up, getting up, and then getting that back foot in position, because that back foot is going to dictate it's going to be, put it like this, for me, once you get that back foot planted, it's hard repositioning, because the waves are shifting. It'd be different if it was just flat and nothing's changing. You're like, oh yeah, let me slide this back foot around a little bit. But it seems like that primary plant, that first plant you do with that back foot, is going to dictate how well the wave goes, at least for me. That's what I noticed. Anyway, let me show y'all where we at. Again, walking back, and then we're gonna cross over. We're gonna cross up here, and we're gonna cross to the other side. So yeah, let me wipe the camera a little bit. Cool. I think it's better now. I did take a surf video. I took a surf video last year, and I got I think one of the videos I just released, the one of the park, the work park. If you check that one out, you'll see another short snippet of one of the lessons we did this time, because I did a lesson 2 weeks ago, and they had a guy who was beside us recording with a GoPro. It's vertical, and my hair looks crazy in that video because I'm all wet, and this fro is patted down. My hair is at least 3 times the length that you see right now. So maybe y'all think it's somebody else surfing, but that's me. With I think it's a red and blue top that I'm wearing in there. But yeah, oh yeah, let me show you the bridge. We're on the bridge. And they got these guys cleaning it up. When it's foggy or misty out here, you got that area there can be pretty slippery. I don't know, maybe they might have coated it with something recently, but I know when the first day it opened, this thing was slippery. I've seen a few people slip on it, but I think now it might be coated with something. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it's doesn't feel nowhere near slippery. That first week it was open, this thing was slippery as hell. Yeah, it looks a lot different at night too, right? I think we did this during the day, and it was nice, and you can see through it, but it looks hell of a lot different at night. All right, we got let's go over here so you can see what's up with that. Yeah. Bridge is cool, man. Cool bridge. My shoes are dirty. Let me see if I can line this up correctly. All right, well, that's it right there. But this is the that right there is the bike lane, so it's only for bikers. Look like she's playing around trying to get some. You good?
Feels scary, no?
A little bit, but I'm used to it now. So yeah,
It's a nice experience, like, you know?
yeah, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you from?
Poland.
Okay, nice. Yep, you too. Yeah, so it's cool, man. You can walk on it and do your stuff. I think the only problem you'll have out here is, well, I don't. Most people are not going to have the problem, but if you're new here, just know that lane is for biking only. Most of the time, they'll have, especially during the busier times, they'll have some people who manage this area down here and at the other end. And if you're in that lane, they'll yell at you to get out of that area. And also too, if bikers are over here, they'll yell at them to get over there. So, but yeah. The glass bridge. It's kind of cool. So now we're on this side. Let me see something right quick. Yeah, man. I'm going to have to, I think I've been spending a lot of time here in Lima. I'm going to have to probably think about where I'm going next soon. But I think I'm going to apply for a longer visa here. Just because I really like it. You know? So I'm going to have to see what those options are. I think I can do, when I looked it up, I feel like there's a few options for me that I could do. So I just gotta go through what makes sense for me, you know. But yeah, this area, Barranco, Miraflores, these two areas in Lima, can't really, you know, there's not a lot of places in South America that can really hold a candle to just a chill, relaxed, relatively safe experience. But here's, you know, I say relatively safe. I haven't experienced anything, but, you know, still, you take that with a grain of salt. But one thing I can say is, and that's no relative, it is convenient. The convenience is unbeatable. I'm talking about, I was talking about it with Rich earlier today. Bro, we went surfing for an hour. It was like, oh yeah, I gotta go get some work done. I'm going back to work. Same with Greta. She was going back to work. I was like, I guess I'll go do some work too, do some editing. You could just, and I was doing that before he texted me, because we talked about it a few days ago. Like, all right, might go surfing this day. Like, all right, cool. He texted me like an hour before. So, of course, I showed up a little late. But that's what you can do. You can be like, all right, about to go out there and go surf in an hour. All right, cool. I'm in the middle of editing. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me put this down, get ready. Catch a $3 Uber. I could have walked, but I would have really been late. So, called a $3 Uber. Went down there. They were already in the water. I knew the spot, saw them in the water, got the guy that we used to get our boards, got the board, paddled out, met them out there. And Greta mentioned it too. I was like, you know, I was struggling a little bit at first because the waves were like, they weren't big, but they were coming. So when you're paddling out, the thing you want to do is get past the section where they're pushing you back. But that section today kept shifting. So the area where you would be getting pushed back would shift. You think you'd be good at, say, 50 feet out or 150 feet out. And then now you need to go another 50 feet because it's uh, it's shifting on you. Anyway, so it made it a little bit harder, and I'm not the best at reading how to navigate out there. But she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, this is relaxing. We're just out here." I was like, "You know what? She right. We are out on the water. The weather was perfect. The water was a little. I when I say a little chilly, I mean nothing uncomfortable. Like when you get in, you be like, ah, nothing like that. It was just a little chilly if you were just sitting there for a long time. But then you got to paddle, and then as soon as you paddle, your shoulders, are working, and it's like the right temperature then. Um, I can't tell you what the temperature of the water was, but it was good. Walkable, yeah. This place is definitely walkable. Yeah. So, the fact that we could just walk out there or go down, go get some surfing in, and come back, get some work in, go to a bomb ass restaurant, which I just went to by myself. Had lomo saltado. It wasn't lomo saltado, but it was beef with like some special rice and the special sauce they put on it. And then after, for dessert, I had vanilla ice cream and chocolate brownie or brownie, fudge brownie, whatever they call it. What's going on? And yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. And then now you down here, and this whole Malecon head. Normally in the middle of I would say probably from like 8 in the morning. No, probably earlier because people use this to go to and from work. Especially this right here, this biking lane. This biking lane goes, you can go a lot of places between Barranco, Miraflores, maybe even down to San Isidro off of this. If it's along the Malecon, you can just punch down on this and then get in. And people, I've seen a lot of people now get in those electric scooters. That's the hack. If you were working here and you wanted to get somewhere fast and you don't want to be driving, you don't want to be paying for parking and all that, electric scooter is probably the most convenient. I know some people that work at and I've seen that even since last year. Some people that work at some of the coffee shops I go to will have scooters, and then they'll take them and then park it and charge it in the coffee shop. And if they work there, yeah, that's what they should be able to do. I would say probably not for customers, because if every customer did that, they'd have to have a whole scooter section. But very smart idea for a lot of young people that are working in these areas. And then if you want to get your exercise in at the same time, biking. I know another young lady that has a bike and she bikes back and forth to work. Actually, this thing goes down to Chorrillo, I think. Because, yeah, I know people it goes further down, but I know people that live in Chorrillo that work in Miraflores, and they do their biking too. And if you really wanted to get some biking in, you can go all the way down past that area there. The statue of the cross. The statue of Christ is down that way too. That's why I was stuttering a little bit trying to get with the right word out. But and it goes around the mountain. If you've seen it during the day, you know what I'm talking about. Damn, you got a little electric looking motorcycle. So yeah, there's a lot of, what's this? I guess, what's that little dog doing by himself? That's a pit bull by himself. What, bro? You know you ain't supposed to be by yourself, man. He done broke out. He done broke out of the crib. See what I'm saying? Little dog is Broke out of jail, man. Gotta keep your eye on him. But yeah, like I said, if you come in this area on a Sunday, oh yeah, it's packed. This whole sidewalk, families, don't go for a run when this place is packed. It's a good place to run right now. Not a lot of people out here, or if you go early enough in the morning before people are going to work, which I don't think it's been a lot of mornings recently where I've been out here before like maybe 9. I think I've come out around, even at 9, there's not a lot of people, but once, for sure, once it gets around 10:30, it's already, it's not packed, it's not undoable, and it's not a hassle. The only time this place is a hassle to move around, if you say you just want to go from here to there, will be the weekends, but definitely Sunday. All of Sunday, probably. From like 9 in the morning until probably 9 at night. It's going to be packed. Unless it's really bad weather, which I'm trying to think. I don't think the weather gets bad enough for people to stop them from coming out here on Sunday. It might be foggy or something like that, but it won't be like torrential downpour. It never really rains out here. Although I am getting some raindrops right now. I felt like 3, and that's saying a lot for out here. All right, maybe we should stop for a little bit. We've been walking constantly. I think I walked off maybe half the calories from that dessert. Not from the meal, but from the dessert. So that's a good scene here. And I got this bag on me too, this camera bag on me. So it's a little bit more weight added. Helps out for that. Burn it off. How's it going? Let me see if I do this. Try to see if there's no comments coming in right now. If you do got some questions though, let me know. Hopefully the stream looks good. I ain't even checking the beginning, but hopefully it's still solid. I didn't hear any complaints. Sound and video quality should be decent. I know it's at night, so it may not be the sharpest, especially when I'm walking and it's moving around, but I think you can probably see the gist of all that. Right? Dang, it's 10 o'clock. I think even my spot I want to go to in Barranco might have closed already too. So we might end up walking back. I wanted to hit up this, but it's probably good that it closed because I already got my calories in for the day. So maybe we can walk back. Let's walk up to this area right up here. We'll walk off the Malecon a little bit. Malecon meaning boardwalk. Oh, you got the Thailand pants on. Those are straight from Thailand. Let me I gotta manage my walking a little bit better. I saw that bounce. That bounce is crazy on the camera. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the stability. I think with stability when you're doing live is not, especially at night, it kind of takes a hit. So I gotta be a little bit more cautious with my steps. I'm a heavy walker though. You know what I mean? If I'm walking normal, it's gonna be shaky. But let's so I wanted to walk up here. I guess yeah, I'm getting some raindrops on me. Got another one on my face. You don't really feel raindrops ever out here. Let's see what's up. Yeah, so this area here, there is this little park right here, right? There's a museum that's right over there. I've seen. It's in the corner. Went there with a friend before. Took some video there, but it didn't seem like it was the best video to put up on YouTube at the time, tell you the truth. So, I don't know, I kind of skipped it. What's that? That's the same little character from Argentina. She's like a comic book character. So I don't know. All right, I think we'll walk back. So this is Barranco. If you walk down there, you will see, you come to the main road that takes you into Barranco. And let me see, which is better in your opinion, Medellin or Lima? Depends on what for. If you're talking about safety, living, and just, I'm gonna say this. We keep talking about safety a lot, right? But it is an issue when you travel to different countries, different places, South America, right? It is something you should be concerned with. Everybody knows Medellin has an issue. Colombia in general has an issue when it comes to that. Even though I haven't had any issues, most of that is from the fact that you're on hyper alert. You're doing things in a manner where it kind of mitigates that. Not to say I don't do them here, but not to that same level. So if I was to spend, let's just say that this, the energy I spend thinking about safety and making moves to reduce the chances of something happening, of the energy I would spend doing that in Medellin, here it's half of that. I don't know if that correctly explains the situation, but at least in this part of the city, in Lima. Now, if you go to other parts of Lima, it might be the same as Medellin. It might be worse. You know what I mean? I do believe there are really bad parts of Lima and really bad parts of Peru in general. But here, Barranco, Miraflores, if you're in this bubble, and this bubble's pretty big, and this bubble has a lot going on, so it ain't like you need to, oh, well, if you want to go to where the real clubs is at, forget what you're talking about. If somebody tells you that, I mean, you could go downtown district, I guess, the downtown area of Lima. I think that's relatively safe. It might be on par with, like, I would say El Poblado area of Medellin if you were in downtown Lima, which I would say feels like it's not as safe as Barranco, Miraflores. But even there, it might be on the same level as Medellin. And I'm sure they have some good clubs, nightlife there. Haven't really been there. I had one girl tell me her and her friends were going out there and I should meet her there. I was like, I'm good. I might, you can say I'm bougie or whatever you want. But yeah, I don't need to go exploring if you're already there. Now, if she was here and we went there together, that might be something different. But me meet you out there and it's already past midnight, nah, I'm good. You know, those are the type of decisions you got to make sometimes. But it's yeah, it's much nicer. I ain't gonna lie to you. The fact that they got an ocean right there, that's another check. Oh damn, doggy over here. The convict dog is out. The solo dog is out here. He just doing his thing, man. He don't care about nobody. Pissing all on the wall. He done took like 3 pisses already. So I don't know. Yeah, my opinion. You can't do nothing like what I'm doing right now in Medellin. Go out with your phone, live streaming. I mean, I've done it in Medellin. Let me not get it twisted, but have on a boardwalk like this. Neighborhoods right there, nice, quiet neighborhoods. You know, you're gonna see a few sketchy people every now and then. They might be high, intoxicated, whatever, but you don't see a large number of them. And if you, even the ones you see, they seem to be minding their business. Better behaved than what you would see in most cities in the U.S. right now. So, yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted though. I still love Colombia. I still love Medellin. I'll go back there. It's not off the list. It's just, it's different. Definitely different. I had a friend, actually I got a friend from Medellin. I think she was trying to come out here for a visit. So a lot of people, a lot of other South Americans know how nice Lima is, especially this time of year. Valencia, Spain, yeah, I'm sure I definitely need to see more of Spain. I've seen a little bit. I think I've gone to Barcelona. Barcelona I went to before, and it was the wrong time of year. I was there during the winter time, and it was cold, much colder than I thought Spain would even get. So definitely need to go back when it's warmer. I don't know. They say Spain's changed a lot though. That was about 4 or 5 years ago when I was there last time. They said it's changed a lot. I know Europe has a large number of immigrants there now that are, I don't know. All the videos I see, there seem to be a disruptive type of trend going on. What's this dog doing? Sometimes, man, that's the one thing I'll say about here. This area, right now, you don't see it too bad, right? But one thing I'll say is, jumping off the immigrant subject, but more on the dog subject. One thing else you see out here is, especially when you go to Miraflores and you're like in the city, the one problem, I guess it's a small problem, but the sidewalks, you really got to watch out for dog crap on the sidewalks. Cause I feel like, and then definitely dogs peeing, you definitely gotta watch out for that. Cause people will let their dogs pee in any kind of wall, right? That's kind of expected here. But you'll have a sidewalk that's not as big as this. So like let's say half of this width, but then there'll be these blockers. Imagine that tree, and it has a little curb around it. So you're walking on it, and then you gotta kind of go around. Somebody's walking that way. Anyway, the point is you don't have a lot of real estate. Dogs are pissing right there, and then you just have this smell sometimes. And you know, people walk their dogs after work, before work and after work. So that's when you really smell it, like between 4 and I think depending on the area, some areas around like 8, they'll have, the city will send out trucks to spray even the sidewalks down and scrub them. I got a video of that, which is wild, right? Like I'm not sure what time it is or how often they do it, but I've seen it a few times already. I've seen them, a whole crew with a big water truck. The water truck is coming down, spraying some of the plants, but then also spraying the sidewalk. And then they have guys behind it squeegeeing the sidewalk. You know, hitting it with soap, hitting it with water, and then cleaning it up. Like, damn, okay. But like I said, I don't think it's every day of the week. And I've even seen the little sidewalk trucks, like sidewalk street sweeper trucks, where they you know, it's just one person, but it sweeps up the sidewalk. So they got that going on. But I'll say, I just feel like, I don't know what it is, like certain cities, they just got too many dogs. I like dogs. But certain cities, you just notice that, I think Paris at one point was really bad with people's just letting their dog crap all over the place. It's like, yo, you're in the middle of Paris. Why do you even have a dog? You're in the middle of a city, you know? You shouldn't even, and some people have a size of dog that's way too, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know what old dude was doing, man. Sometimes, man, like I feel like, yeah, some places people just got too many dogs. If there's a problem with dogs, people leaving dog crap on the sidewalk, smell of dog urination everywhere, then I think that's up to the city to be like, hey, you got to get a permit with us, and then, you know, we're gonna keep a number on the number of dogs. Tight control on it. I know Germany, they real tight with that. Germany, if you want a dog, like you got to go through, that thing got to be registered. It got to go through a training protocol that will almost like never bite a person. It's got to be able to be restaurant ready. And depending on the size, depending on the size of the dog, you have different training protocols that has to go through. I need to ask my friend about that. She got my friend Karina. If you seen some of my stuff from Germany, you know who she is. My peoples. she's got I think a Mastiff now. A Mastiff dog. And I know she had to put it through training, but I wonder if it was any different training because of the size of her dog, because it's not like a little lap dog. So and yeah, this is you could go up this way to the Malecon. That take you right to these apartments in Barranco, which is also a nice area as well. Speaking of dogs, there's a dog park right back there. Right beyond it is a pretty big dog park. What's up, man? Cause I can. What's good? What part of the world you in, man? I think last time I saw your video, you was in Wellington or somewhere in New Zealand, I believe. Yeah, man, I was gonna try to make it to Australia this month. Didn't work out. But you know what's crazy is I looked up flights too. Okay, you in New Zealand. Okay, that's what's up. I looked up flights because I was just curious, right? I'm in the southern hemisphere right now. And I was like, I wonder, and I'm on the west side of South America. I was like, I wonder if they got the I wonder if they got any flights from here to Australia. And I looked it up from Peru. Nah, no direct flights. But you can fly to Santiago, Chile, which is, I want to say like a 3-hour flight from here, because last year when I was here, I did it in reverse. I flew from Chile to here. But from Santiago, Chile, they got direct flights to Sydney, Australia. I was like, dang, that's wild. So I think that's the only direct flight out of South America, because everything else I saw, you at least had to stop in Panama. But I think they were taking you back to the States. Okay, you'll be in Sydney in early May? Yeah, I don't know if that's the time for me to be over there then. One thing is, man, the United States is having a World Cup, or North America is having a World Cup this summer. So if there's any time to take advantage of, being a U.S. citizen or being a North American citizen, it's going to be this year. So I think at least what I think about it, I'm like, okay, this summer is all USA, bro. This summer is going to be an American summer for me. Maybe early spring into summer, the content is going to be there. For me, it just makes sense, right? And then move accordingly after that. We'll see, though. I mean, things could change. Maybe get a little bit of that action and be like, all right, I'm out. Things will be expensive. I'm sure of that. Especially if you go, far outside. If you go to the West Coast, things are gonna be really expensive for sure. California, y'all seen that Nick Shirley fraud exposure in California today? Yeah, I was on the computer on my laptop. That thing popped up. I was watching it, I think just a few minutes after he released it. I was like, oh yeah. I like the government of California, y'all got a problem now. Yeah. Y'all got a problem, and it just started. Y'all gonna have a problem for the next 15 years. Yeah, any politician in California, anybody who's a politician in California right now, y'all got a problem for a while. I don't know. I mean, actually, I don't know what the California people gonna do about it, right? Because they could know this is going on, or get exposed to what's going on and still not do anything about it. But on some level, they got way more eyes on them than they've ever had before. Nick Shirley, man, he doing some real work. We need that. We need what he doing. If you talking about, like, that's when I saw him doing that, even on the first one he was doing in Minnesota, I'm like, bro, that's what real journalism is, bro. He took YouTube and took it and replaced all the old news reporters we used to watch back in the day, 60 Minutes and all these places that used to be that we relied on for real information for news, the stuff he's uncovering, I mean, those are real. That's real money, man. Real money that taxpayers are paying and all that stuff. So I won't even say it's not even really about which political party or anything like that. It's kind of agnostic because it's been going on for a while. So I don't, I can't say for sure if it's just the one side. If it is, still fix it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I think yeah, when he's exposing all that. But I think it's funny though because, like I said, I think 2026 so far is gonna be, it's turning into a year of, you know, a resurgence of content from the U.S. doing very well. I'm a travel YouTuber, so I'm always gonna want to travel and show things that are different. Just because, to tell you the truth, the United States has a lot of great stuff to show, but I'm from there, so it just hits a little different, you know. For the most part, when you're traveling, you go to different places and you see things that has a different vibe, different appeal to it. It hits a little harder, in my opinion. But that's from me, coming from my perspective. But if you take the whole world, a lot of people are curious about different parts of the United States, or maybe parts they haven't seen a lot of. So I don't know. We're gonna see what's up. Oh yeah, that problem, man. That problem ain't no. I don't think it's no real problem. It's gonna be affecting us. It's good. I don't think it's no real problem that's gonna be affecting us for too long. It's always been a problem. If you really, people who don't pay attention to the geopolitical news, or just now talking about Iran. It's like, yo, y'all ain't know. All right, let me tell you one fact that y'all didn't know. Most people don't know. The whole issue with Iraq, you know, the Iraq war, George Bush went in and said, all right, we won it, blah, blah, blah. You know, looking at it now, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that was the dumbest thing ever, right? But if you talk about the regime of the government of Iraq, yes, that's exactly what he said was correct. But Iran just used that opportunity to infiltrate. They sent people in. They sent fighters in. They sent the whole thing about roadside bombs. All the U.S. service members that got blown up in Iraq, it's from Iran. People acting like, you know, they acting like, oh, why we going after them? You just don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm not going to say that. Here's another thing, too. People who want to defend them. I've met people from, actually, you know, what's funny is I didn't really, that's all I knew about Iran is they were sending in people to Iraq. They were setting up the whole roadside bomb networks. They were facilitating all of that. But then when I went to Germany, I met a Iranian girl. And we hung out. She was cool, man. She was, you know what I mean? She was cool. We had a good time. And I remember when I first met her, though, I asked her, I was like, so what's up with Iran, right? You know, like, you know, and I had to being a service member, I was still kind of cautious of talking with her, right? But I was like, yo, what's up with Iran? What's good with it? She's like, well, I came over here to Germany when I was like, I think she said she came over when she was 4 years old. And she mentioned that she had recently went back, I think like within the last 2 years of when I was meeting her. And this was like 2009 when I met her. And she said she had recently went back. She's like, I'm never going back again. I was like, damn, what's up? She's like, yeah, I got family here. I love my family and all that. She's like, but you have to wear the burqa. And I don't know if she was talking about the head covering or the face covering. I think it's just the head covering in Iran. But she said you have to keep your hair covered, right? I was like, oh, okay, that don't seem too bad, right? She was like, no, but if they catch you without it, they'll detain you and they could torture you to death, right? I was like, damn. I was like, well, I guess you keep it on outside. She's like, no, but even inside, if your windows are open, she was like, at night, if your windows are open, she was like, she was inside, she wanted to take her stuff off, and her family jumped on her, was like, hey, don't get us fucked up out here. They were on her ass. Like she was like, I was crying. This is what she said. She said she was crying every day out there. She was there for 2 weeks. She's like, I'm never going back. I'm trying to make sure my alfalfa hair don't keep popping up. Speaking of hair, she's like, she was never going back. I'm like, damn, it's like that. She's like, yeah. And nothing was going on at that time in Iran, so it wasn't, it wasn't on the news or anything like that. But she just broke it down to me real quick. I was like, so it's funny when I see a lot of Americans online. I don't think I know any personally, but when you see Americans online defending that regime, now Iranian people, for the most part, are really intelligent people. The ones I met, it's not like, they have a deep history, all of that. I have respect for most Iranian people I've met. But that government, and most people I've met, are anti that government. If you met them, most of them I've met them in the West. And from what I can tell, they enjoy being in the West way more than what's going on over there, even if they were never been there, right? Like, they got family there, they know what's going on there. So, I don't know, all those people defending it, I would encourage them to reach out to the Iranian community in whatever Western country you're in and ask them personally. They can tell you way more about it than me. But as far as the military situation, I think it was bound to happen. Either this or them hitting us unexpectedly. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time already. It's just we don't ever really talk about it that much. I think there was if you look up the bombing of a U.S. embassy in Kenya a couple decades ago, look that one up. If you want to know why people are like, oh, why we gotta go after them? It's like when you see somebody get in a fight and you have no idea what's going on. You're like, oh, why he hit that guy? And you just an ignorant little child. You don't know nothing about what happened. That dude could have murdered that dude's family. And you over there, why the guy hit that guy? Man, you lucky he just hit that guy. You lucky he just hit that guy and didn't just go ahead and come down with a semi truck and run everybody in the street over just because he did. You know what I mean? But it's funny how in today's world, people will pop out and get online and talk so confidently about, whether it's war or some type of event like that, knowing they know nothing. It reminds me of also like boxing, right? Like you hear a lot of people who are very critical about boxing. Person ain't never been hit in their life. Ain't never hit nobody in their life. Don't know nothing about boxing. Don't know how hard it is. Don't even know how hard it is to land a straight jab. You don't know nothing about landing the jab and covering up at the same time, or throwing the jab and covering up at the same time. Don't know it, but they talking the loudest. They think they know what's going on in a boxing match. Ain't never boxed. Ain't never, put like this, ain't never attempted to box. You feel me? There's people like that. And then there's different levels. There's some of us, I ain't never boxed in no sanctioned fight or nothing like that, I've been to a boxing gym, had a little bit of training. I've been in plenty of fights. So I know a little bit, and I'm gonna put myself like in a medium tier of knowledge when it comes to that. But there's 90% of the people that I hear talking about boxing. If I'm in the mid tier, if I'm at 50% of knowledge, they're at 5. Their mama might have slapped them. That's how they know anything. That's how they got the 5%. Yeah, Iranian people are cool, man. Most of them I met have been the coolest. I guess they are still Arab, right? I know they're somewhat different because they speak Pashtun, so I don't think they speak Arabic, but they're in the Middle East. Maybe they're not Arab. Pashtun, I think they speak. Farsi, that's what they speak. They speak Farsi. But yeah. I'm in Lima, man. I'm in Lima right now. Lima, Peru. Doing a night walk. Had a dinner about an hour and a half ago. I think I burned off most of it on this walk. Damn, what's going on here? What's going on now? So you'll see this area here, during the day, you'll see a lot of people walking here. I took one picture right here one evening with my Sony. It actually came out real nice. It was at night, had the good lens on it, so it was nice and exposed. Damn, that's a spider right there. What's up, little man? Cool. But yeah, it's a good area. And then the video I did where I was talking about the cable cars being implemented, they're putting them in right here. So you'll be able to catch these cable cars from here. When that hits, that's gonna be dope. So this is what I'm saying. Like you'll be walking by stuff. You'll be here in Lima. You'll be walking by something, and you'll come back next time, and you're like, hold up. This wasn't the same thing. There's something done changed over here. And obviously with this one, I think this might be, so they got it from there to here, right? They got all this under construction. We'll get a good look at we'll get on the other side of the street so we can get a look at the billboard that they got up describing it. Well, that's it there. Vivi en Parque Domo do Sola. Domo do Sola. To Playa Redondo. Yeah, so that's gonna be dope, man. That'll be dope right there. So you can, I guess. So if you look at it, it's not a huge area that they're even taking up. That's gonna be dope. Cause the mall is right up here. So that means, I mean, Intercontinental, the hotel prices are already probably the most expensive in Lima. Definitely in this part of Lima. That hotel just got opened. I think it's been less than a year. But you can come out of your hotel, get on this thing, and it's a 3-minute ride down to the beach. Bruh. See, this is what I'm talking about. People are like, oh, which city you like better, Medellin or Lima? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, you can't. What you talking about? The mall is right there. The mall is right there. There's a nightclub in the mall. There's restaurants in the mall. There's a movie theater in that mall. Right there in that cliff. So if you stayed at one of these two hotels, this is the Intercontinental, the AC hotel is right beside it. You know, obviously there's Airbnbs all around here, hotels, you know, you walk in another 3 minutes into the city, 4 or 5 minutes, you're going to have all these hotels. I mean, Ibis reduced price Ibis is directly across the street from the mall, which is, you can't see it from here. I don't know why I'm zooming in like that. But it's directly across from the mall. And it's like a 2-minute walk to the mall. So imagine that. You're paying $50 for a hotel. You can walk to this mall, have a good view of the beach, walk another 2 minutes, you're here, ride that thing 3 minutes, you're in the water. Unless you don't like water, unless you don't like the ocean, and I'm gonna say this too. If you're here the wrong time of the year where it's cloudy all the time, like during their winter, a low of like 55 degrees. But yeah, the fact that it's cloudy, most people aren't going to be in the water at that time of year. But if you're here between November to early April, yeah, it's just different, man. Like if you're into beach stuff or having access to a beach, can't really beat this area. Parks and all that. I mean, I guess it depends what you're into. If you want to have crazy nightlife and wild women, maybe you need to be in Medellin. Yeah, I'm a definitely put that out there. It ain't as wild as Medellin when it comes to nightlife. They got some nightlife, and you can find it nearby if you want the Provenza style vibes. You got Pizza Street, and then you got the other area that I'm gonna show in my my next nightlife video. Hopefully it's out this week. It was gonna be out last week, but then I was going to go out. So since I was going out, I wanted to put some more stuff into it. So I didn't put it out because I knew I was going out again. So I could add some more footage to the video. So that'll be out hopefully by this weekend. We'll see. But I'll show you the party area in Barranco. At least the part that I experienced anyway. You'll see that. And then, let me take a quick break. The boy been walking for an hour and a half. Maybe just an hour, I don't know. Females will treat me nice. I can't complain, put it like that. I can't complain. I mean, I probably should get a haircut, get a trim. it'd be better. But one thing too is a lot of times with the female action, it can be very distracting. It can be very distracting. Um, I did have one she stood me up this weekend, man. We supposed to do something Sunday, and then I hit her up. She replied back slow. Then she was like, "Oh well, how long you gonna be around?" I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "You know what? I'm going to my my other friend that I know come through." She came through. I gotta come through for her, and in some other ways too. Sometimes, man, this is what I do feel though. I do feel that you can find more women here that are that you can respect earlier in the game. Like it's not I feel like in Medellin it's hola. I feel like it's young lady was looking at me, but she's way too young. Um but early in the game you can meet younger ladies, 20s, 20, I'll say between 22 and 28, right? That's like the hot range, I think, for most women. You can meet women in that age that are, more respectable. I feel like in Colombia in general, for some reason, I've met respectable women in Colombia as well, but for some reason, you'll meet a lot more non-respectable women in Colombia. I mean, I give everybody respect. Don't get it twisted, but you know what I mean. Like they don't have a job they're serious about. They don't seem to have any kind of plan. Where I feel like here, they they all seem to have some type of plan. And here's another fact too. You come here to Lima, and I've noticed since I've been here, my Spanish has gotten worse because I don't need it as much. It's weird. I'm not saying like there's a lot of people that speak great English, but you'll notice they at least attempt, especially the younger people. A lot of them will attempt to learn English, and if not, you'll know right away. Like it's not gonna be like right from the beginning. You'll know um, if they're trying to speak English or not. So that's another thing too. Uh, but it's funny because most of the girls I've met that I've been really cool with out here don't speak any English, but they work with me. they they work with my little broken Spanish, and we can work it out. But on a daily, when I'm going around and doing a lot of stuff during the day, a lot of times there's I can backstop with English. So yeah. As far as and it for HD, like I don't know how old you are or what age demographic you're looking for as far as women. Um, Me for the most part, not until very recently, it seems like women my age don't really come at me. But younger women throughout my life have always made themselves more known to me. Um, and that sucked when I was younger. That sucked when I was like in my 20s, and always these younger girls are coming up to me, and I just be sometimes I'll be straight up mean to them. I'm like, get your ass away. But then I think in my 30s I learned, now when I was in my 30s, the younger girls are 21, 23, something like that. So then I kind of accepted it because now they're in the age range where it's more acceptable. but it's still sometimes it's still in that range, 20s, mid 20s, maybe sometimes early 30s will come at me. But yeah, I'm I'm cool with the situation. I'm cool with the women out here. Um, Another factor I'll say, another difference too is as far as the look of Peruvian women versus Colombian, they don't do any surgeries out here. So you ain't gonna, which is a benefit. Like I hate the surgery augmentation look. I don't like that at all. I mean, there's some women who have it and they look great, but I'm looking at them and I'm like, you would look better without that. You know, I personally believe you would have looked better without that. Even though I ain't even see what you look like before. I knew one girl in Mexico, man, pretty as hell. Her and her sister, both of them pretty as hell. Where were they from? They were from some town, but then I saw them like a year later, and they both had surgery. I'm like, what is going on, bro? I'm like, and they were young. I don't even think they were 25 yet. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't the way. And now you messed up for life. You just messed up your whole body for life. I mean, even if it looks good to some guys right now, it's only going to take a decade before it's just not manageable anymore. And you're probably going to go in for multiple surgeries. Hopefully, you don't have any complications. But even if it goes well like that, it's just not going to hold up the same. If you keep getting stuff added in, bolted on, the frame is going to break down. I don't. It's funny, but I think a lot of these young women are doing things that are well beyond their understanding. They're not looking into. I don't believe. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't believe any of them are looking into how these surgeries actually work, the long-term repercussions of it, the possibilities of malpractice, dangers of it. I don't think any of them. They're just going in line. And I get it. With some things, you don't want to, you don't want to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. But if you're going in for a strictly cosmetic surgery that is unneeded and your life could be on the line, you should at least do a little research. Come on. You should do some research. Not a little research. You should do a lot of research and be like, okay, am I setting myself up for a lifetime of surgeries? Even in the best case scenario, which is yes. Even Hollywood superstars that have made millions of dollars at some point in their career, doesn't mean they always gonna have millions of dollars, but they made millions of dollars while they're making it. They're getting the surgeries from supposedly the best surgeons in the places where they're supposed to be the mecca of, and even they are having problems. So you really think your little clinic you going to, whether it's in your clinic is in whatever country, even if it's in the U.S., it ain't in the part of L.A. where all the Hollywood elites go. You think you're not gonna have problems? I don't know, man. Anyway, my point being, they don't do that here in Peru. I appreciate it. I appreciate that the women are 100% natural here. You see them and they got some assets that you like. They got a pretty face, that's natural. They got a nice size chest, that's natural. You see them with a nice size glutamus maximus, that's natural. Although the gluteus maximus, they kind of, you know, they don't be having the big round joints. A lot of the big round joints out here, but that's overblown to me anyway. I don't need all that. I mean, if I'm somewhere and a woman has it, great. But I think I think modern day, a lot of women in a lot of these places have put way too much emphasis on that. And even if they have it naturally, they think that that has ranked them really high. And a lot of dum dums have reinforced that mindset. Oh yeah, she bad as hell. What? No, she ain't. She's half retarded, bro. She's half retarded, and she not doing anything besides flaunting that thing around, and that's making her even more retarded because she think that thing on her backside is is making her more intelligent because she can't tell that the dumbest people on the planet are the ones looking at her googly and eyed over her and treating her like a queen. You know what I mean? She can't see that, you know, the people who are actually doing things, changing things, moving things around, they're not chasing you. You know what I mean? So you need more than just a fat derriere. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to do a lot more than that. But it's funny, man. Like sometimes I feel like when you have a lot of ignorance going on, it just makes it easier for other people to win. Yeah, it just they running their own race over here. They running a short bus race over here, and the people who are running the real race, they just got less clutter on their path. So yeah, maybe it's good. They go ahead and have that distraction, and that's I mean, say what you want, but that's how I kind of feel about Lima, in my opinion. And I think it's also a maturity thing, depending on where you are in life. Yeah, sure, but I think the type of people who would like Lima are, you know, I mean, it's not gonna be for everybody. I get it. My idea of heaven and your idea of heaven is different. I get that, but there's a lot of young men travelers who probably shouldn't come to Lima. They won't like it. They won't appreciate it, you know, for what it is. They need to double back when they're 40 years old or older, probably. Um, you know, maybe you know, they probably only see the benefits in places like Medellin, Thailand, you know, places like that that are known to be full of nightlife and debauchery, so to speak. So they'll appreciate those places, and they're both of them may be cheaper than here. I'm not gonna say Lima's expensive, but it's not the cheapest place either, and it's not raunchy. I'll say that for sure. It's definitely not a. I'm sure you can find some raunchy areas, some raunchy stuff if you want that. I know it's here actually, but um, they're in their small pockets. Lima's not known for that. That's not what they're. That's not the main thing here. So, but if you need that, it's obviously available in South America. I can't. Don't ask me because I can't point you in the right direction. I'd be lying if I told you something, you know. But yeah. But with Medellin and all that, it's in your face. Everybody knows where all that is. Yeah, whether you want to know it or not. If you're there as a visitor and you're out at night, you're gonna see things. You're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. Bogota is not as upfront either, but even in the good areas, the nightlife, you will have some exposure to it, I guess. But Bogota is more of a city too. I tell you the truth, I like Bogota. It can be grimy though. Bogota, you gotta be on it. You gotta be on your. You can't be chilling in the park I'm just now looking around like this. Nah, you can't do that in Bogota. You gotta be like this. If I'm on my phone like this, living every 30 seconds, bro. At night, yeah, yeah. And maybe I'll do that if I was right. If this hotel was my hotel and there was a park right here in Bogota, that's not my hotel, by the way. But if my hotel was that close to a park like this and I'm in Bogota, I might attempt this. But I'm going to still be looking around. But yeah, it's Lima's a lot different. Lima's a lot more chill, a lot more grown and sexy, I'd say. And you can tell when you go out to the nightlife, um, there's a lot of really well dressed people when you go out. I don't know if you saw my first nightlife or Lima Nights video where I did. You can kind of tell. The dress code kind of depends. If you're a foreigner, they kind of let you slide a lot with the dress code. So if you're wearing, clean clothes, they gonna let you in a lot of times. Some places they'll still, whether you're a foreigner or not, they be like, nah, you're gonna have to wear a collared shirt and maybe some dress shoes, pants. Well, I've been even in Lima Bar, which is right here, and I got a video coming on that, showing all that. I seen foreigners inside there with shorts on. So I think this mall is mostly closed. It looks like Chili's is open though. They got a Chili's and a TGIF on the other side. They got a movie theater down there. It's funny, man. I saw that Sinners won some awards, and Michael B. Jordan won an Oscar at the event a few days ago. And it's funny, I think Ryan Coogler or one of them were mentioning, or maybe Michael B. Jordan was mentioning his acceptance speech about how he's like, yeah, I think all of y'all that went out and saw Sinners once, twice, even 3 times. I was like, you know what? I saw it 3 times right here because it came out when I was here last year. And I went and saw it once, and I went and saw it with some friends, and I went and saw it with another friend. All right here. And I was thinking, I saw it in IMAX. The IMAX version was the one you want to see because the second time I saw it, it was on a regular screen again. And that opening scene, one thing about Sinners is they filmed it in IMAX panorama, which is like wide and tall. And then they also filmed it regular for regular cinemas. But if you see that movie in the regular format, the vistas when they open up are not the same. You got to see it in IMAX. Like when they first open up in that movie and they show the field, if you got any family or you ever spent any time in the South and you know what them fields look like, when they hit it in panorama, you're like, damn, we in the South. you know, like smells and all that stuff, sounds of that all really starts hitting when you see it in panorama. When you see it in a regular mode, because I saw it in regular afterwards, and even though I was like, okay, yeah, this opening scene, I was like, oh, nah, this ain't it. It felt like I was looking at it on a phone compared to the IMAX. So if you did see Sinners, regular theater, you need to see it on a widescreen. If you're watching it at home or wherever, and it comes back in theaters every so often, but just know if it come back in theaters, IMAX. If you ain't doing IMAX, I mean, it's still a good movie, but that IMAX is hitting it way different. And it's not just that scene too. It's also a lot of the other scenes. You can see more of what's going on, even in the inside. Most of y'all, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you probably saw the movie. But even on the inside, you can see a lot more in that panorama version of it. Panavision, I think that's what they call it. Panavision / IMAX. So take that advice and do with it what you will. Man, I'm getting low on battery. We got 6 people in here. Let me know what's in the chat. I see we got somebody from India here. I don't know much about India. I just know I probably won't be going there no time soon. But yeah. And hopefully, that's one thing about these live streams. I think a lot of it is when I start these live streams, I got to make sure that it's getting monetized. Or right after I finish this, I'm going to have to check on all that. Because recently, I go live and it's not monetized, and it should be monetized while I'm doing the live. Anyway, so this is it. This is I think this is where we end the live stream right here. In front of the mall. On the top level above the mall. Cool. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be on the lookout this week. Got a new video coming out. At least one. Probably going to drop. Actually, it's 2 coming out this week. Might drop one tomorrow morning, depending on if I get back in time and get it tuned up enough. You might see something tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for that. And then another one for the weekend. Club shots, nightlife. They seem to do well. I do nightlife videos. They seem to be, I'm not going to say they're my best performing, but they do well. So nightlife in Buenos Aires, nightlife in Lima from the one I did before, did pretty good. So we'll do another one. Most of the stuff is together. The only problem I have right now with that one is too much footage. I got to go through and trim it down. So be on the lookout for that. The one that's probably dropping tomorrow is actually taken right here in this mall area, right over there. And it'll just be about a mindset thing, a more, I would say, more serious topic, but not too serious either. It's just something about maybe how we could, it's more of a self-improvement type of video, my opinion anyway. So not to say that anybody's going to listen to my self-improvement talks, but that's the video I'm putting out tomorrow. All right, appreciate y'all. If you got time tonight, go check out one of my regular videos. Go through my list, something you haven't seen of mine yet. Click on it, see what you think. Comment on it, let me know. All right, we out.